So I spend my spare time travelling the world. I have no idea what that is. There are people totting already, you know. Azerbaijan, sorry, is back again. Jeez Louise. That's the Riga Broadcasting Tower. That is the highest structure in the EU at 368-ish meters, it says. Thank you very much. Look at the bloody forehead on this guy. Probably shouldn't have said that. I don't know who it is. It could be a local legend for all I know. Hello, boy. Rosie. Hello. My name's Kieran and I live in this van with this dog. I'm currently travelling the world trying to get into 45 countries. Why? Well, that's because 45 or 45 Commando was my favourite Royal Marine unit I was at. Can you believe that? So I spend my spare time travelling the world. Where are we today then, I hear you ask? That's funny, you should ask. I'm in Latvia. To put a closer pin on it, I'm in Riga, Latvia's beautiful capital. Oh, I wonder what we're going to get up to today then. Let's find out, shall we? So far, so bloody good. The reason I decided to do this with the dogs is a huge thank you for saving me 3 times actually. Without getting dark on it, we'll go and continue the thing, but that's why I'm doing it. If you enjoy that, don't forget to press that little subscription button now. I really appreciate it, because I've got a further task, haven't I? Beautiful. And it, boy! Let's carry on then. Now, to be transparent with you, I did come here yesterday. I drove through from Estonia to Latvia yesterday. And on first impressions, I was like, oh my God. Like, for example, the first building you see is like ripped to shreds. And I was like, oh, here we go. But like I've said before, never judge a book by its cover, because once I got to the city, I started talking to people, didn't I? And guess what they just so happened to be? Yep, legends. Warm welcoming with open bloody arms. There you go, look, tram buses. You ever seen them before? No, of course you haven't. Because you're too busy sat at home, not travelling, watching Downton Abbey, aren't you? Get amongst it, guys. I will absorb all this fun by myself. I have no idea what that is, but I love it. To be further transparent with you, I did walk around the capital again yesterday, all day yesterday, but it was too chaotic to record, it was too noisy. So if that freaks you out, be aware of that should you want to come. And it is a little bit too chaotic for the dog as well. So to that end, it's about 6:30 in the morning now. I'm trying to see if there's a, what is that? Come on boy, what is this? Boy. I'm trying to see if it's a bit more chill in the morning, but by the looks of things, absolutely not. Is that a problem? No. Why, I hear you ask? Well, it's funny you should ask, because we're heading south today, aren't we? To a little place called Lithuania. You love that, don't you? How could you not? Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia, all within the same week, and guess what? You can do that too. I've just had to come here for a little breather. This is Rigas Horlas Singagogas Horkusta Memorials. This is, jeez Louise. No idea, no disrespect intended. No idea what it is. Oh, here we go, what's this? But yeah, like I said, I've just had to come here for a breather. It's chaotic out there. This is yet another city that doesn't appear to sleep. Should you want to come here, it doesn't sleep. It's noisy all night kind of thing. We're in a city centre, do you know what I mean? But Tallinn, Estonia's capital, wasn't like this. This is full on. This is like New York or something, but without the the big old buildings, you know. It's got the beautiful buildings, but it's just something to bear in mind. Remember my target audience are ones struggling, wanting to regain their life, you know. So just bear in mind, this might not be, although beautiful, it might not be the place for you. Essentially, that's what I'm saying. Something else I noticed on day one in Latvia, I didn't record it because it was too chaotic. Remember, the ladies wear like frilly dresses all the way down, like exactly what you expect. From what you've heard in the past. Oh, I'm not in the business of recording them. There was one there as well. Especially if they turn around and I get caught recording them and I'm like, I mean, what'd you do? What'd you say there? How'd you get out of that? Can you say I was making a video explaining how much I appreciate the dresses? Is that a thing? I'm guessing we'll accidentally get one. They all seem to wear frilly long dresses. They're all class. I love that. Here we go. I can record one here. There's a mannequin wearing one. I can record this without getting an Acon, you know, locked up. They won't let me out, no. Right, here's an example of what they wear around here. This one's a bit bland, if I'm being honest. It does turn into Gok 1. It's that early in the morning. I'm here before the bloody market's opening, look. They're all setting up. My God, see how chaotic it is? Holy moly. Just something to be aware of. This might completely freak you out, you know. I'm just trying to protect you, that's all. However, if you're not easily startled or, you know, fall foul to the bloody social anxiety and whatnot, so far so good. This could be a place for you. If you're nervous though, maybe not, like I said earlier on. This is a charming little place, this. Right, we're aiming for the one on the left. And now we're going under bloody ground, aren't we? How doody is that door? Here we go, look. This is something I've learned along my travels. If you're unsure, Old Town. If in doubt, Old Town out. Remember that. I must have walked past 100 Latvian flags. Did you know that? No one's screaming and shouting, did you know that? You would think that we was in Latvia, wouldn't you? Just saying. There are people totting already, you know. Tell a lie, they were drinking water. But I have seen people having a boozy woozy. Bearing in mind it's about 7:15 now. Each to their own, but wow. Just tone it down a bit, saying that it is Friday. And also another point to add, the reason why this place is so busy is because all the Baltics are here, including Turkey, including, did she say Serbia? They won't clear up after the night there at the bar. What? Including Serbia, and she named I think a couple more, but I can't remember them. And they've got like it's a big old, and it's something else I wasn't aware of that existed. A big old basketball tournament, Eastern Europe invite only. It's called like Euro Basket or something. Do you remember Euro Trash? I used to love that when I was 13. I was like, oi, oi. It is very memorial heavy, and what I mean by that is there's a lot of memorials around, unlike what ChatGPT just thought I meant. Yeah, it is very memorial heavy because they wear an invisible suit of armour around. They're a little bit defensive, these people. And I was like, what are you talking about? Why is there a lot of memorials here? Anyway, after a bloody flung phone, after me pulling my last bit of hair out, we got to the point where it was, it's because of the Second World War. Second World War, the Soviet eras, and their independence. We touched more on that the other day, didn't we? But so I won't harp on too much about that. Jesus Christ, does anyone else have problems with ChatGPT like that? But so far so good. It is a bit chaotic for me though, if I'm being honest, so we are going to venture south in a bit. I'll have a look at this bridge, see what the view's like. There you go. The city does continue over that river, but like I said, it's too chaotic for me, this place. Not having a dig, it's beautiful, welcoming. You know, not everyone smiles, but if you smile at them, they will return that smile. So the town we're going to now, to give it a fair assessment, again, for my target audience who are people struggling, wanting to reclaim their lives, is a place called Jelgava, just south, but not quite in Latvia. I might break into Latvia tomorrow, Lithuania. I might go down there tomorrow, to be honest with you. Here's a fun fact for you. See that flag? That one there? That's the 3rd biggest flag on planet Earth. Did you know that? Did you also know I just made that up? Don't believe everything you hear on social media. Yeah, I just absolutely lied and made that up. I have seen the world's 2nd biggest flag though. There's a real tram. I've seen the bus tram things before, but it still blows my mind. Like, is it half diesel, half electric, is it? I don't get that. But anyway, each their own. Yes, the 2nd largest flag I've seen is a military speedboat there, and I've missed it. See if you can catch it quickly though. See it? Can you see it? Can you see it? The 2nd largest flag in the world at the time, it was Aqaba in Jordan. I was in a hotel, I think it was in like Oman or something, like Amman, I think that's what it's called. I haven't done my hair, I apologise. And we was in like a 5-star hotel just because the Marines paid for it. This wasn't me being flash, like this was a marine paying job, so I was like, yep, sign me up. Anyway, I just so happened to look over the water, because where we were, it was like the sea. I don't know what is the sea, but it was like a massive patch of water. The important thing here, and the only memory thing I've got, is the flag. I remember water between me and this flag, right? And I'm not joking. I was just looking at it one day. It just looked like a normal flag, like that. Then I realised next to it there were skyscrapers coming up to about here, and I was like, oh my god! And I was like, if that flag, the material, come off, it's swallowing one of them buildings, like. That's how big it was. Anyway, since then the flag thrones changed hands. Cheers, mate. The flag thrones changed hands. I'm aware people need to, you know, I'm not priority here, who's got a job to do, I get that. Before you jump in the comments, it was a joke. It's in, I think he just said Turkmenistan at the minute. Right, gotta go. Azerbaijan, sorry, he's back again. Jeez Louise. That's where the world's 2nd biggest flag is. Now I'm going. How are you doing, boy? Look at these lampposts as well. I'm starting to appreciate lampposts. The older I get, the more I appreciate lampposts. And that. Hello, beautiful. You know what? I haven't seen many birds here, to be honest with you. They're not the only 8 I've seen. I've just realised as well, the rate I'm going, because I never used to always appreciate buildings, cathedrals, churches and whatnot. This is like not a new thing, but in the last sort of 10 years, like. Now I appreciate bins and lampposts. Obviously if they're decent, you know, I'm talking about Barcelona standard and all that sort of stuff. What am I going to be like when I'm older than this? Am I going to be one of them knitters? Am I going to be like tapestrying stuff up, am I? Oh no. It's very concerning, but something to be aware of, future Kieran. Calm it down, son. You like rock and roll, baby. That's it. I love that. See the dress again there, that's what I was mentioning earlier on. I love that. You simply can't cross the road like rapid. Unable to cross the road fast. It's very, you're waiting for red lights and cross junctions and stuff like that. But the thing I wanted to show you is behind this tree is that thing there. See the tower, the pointed tower there? That's the Riga Broadcasting Tower. That is the highest structure in the EU at 368-ish meters, it says. I'm not going down there, it's too chaotic, but that is outstanding. I seen that about, well, miles ago. I seen that ages ago. That is massive. You love that, don't you? And relax, we're almost back at the van now. Look at these buildings. I'm not making it up, they're bloody stunning. I don't know if these are apartments or what. It's stunning. What health and safety standards stinking emails written all over it, this place. Jesus Christ. Yes, I mentioned earlier on that I plan to take the dog to 45 countries if the universe allows. He's 10 and a half now. That's what I mean by that. But bloody hell, we're going to go for it. I'm telling you this, we're going to go for it. There's no stopping us, is there, boy? But I'm hoping to God that we do make the 45th country. Right, that being said, I also mentioned I've got a second task, didn't I? Oh boy, I don't want to stay here too long before a cement mixer falls on my head. Like, my head's bold and shiny and flat enough as it is. It did. It fell on my head. Second task then, social media money, baby. We all know what social media involves and what avenues and doors it can open up for regular people. The ones who haven't solved their sort of you-know-what. And we'll leave that one at that. And I'll think forever. A mental health retreat, like I said, I was in the Royal Marines. And I've been there myself, and I can relate to the pain, the torture, in fact, of what mental health, poor mental health, involves. And that breaks my heart. Right, we're at the bloody van now. How are you already here, boy? How are you already here? Everyone's aware of the different opportunities, the different doors social media can open. Everyone's aware of that, aren't they? It's like a bizarre, it gives like the small person a chance. If you're good enough, but not even that, if you don't have to be good enough, you know, even if you're into snail painting slash putting a skateboard underneath them, there will be other people into that as well. As bizarre as that sounds to someone, I guarantee someone's into that somewhere. There might only be about 20 of them, but I guarantee there's someone into that somewhere. Like, to be honest with you, I was the fourth one to sign up to that. The annual snail snakeboarding painting competition. I've never won though. I've got a bloody snail skateboarding painting competition rival, ain't I? Dexter. But I'm not giving him any time of day. So everyone's aware of the opportunity social media can bring along by legendary people simply watching your stuff. It's as simple as that. You get paid for this. I don't need that money. I live very basic. I live in a bloody van. You know, I spend about £3 a second when I'm abroad, to be fair, yeah. But I mean, you know, I live on about £10 a day when I'm in the UK, like, which is very, very, very cheap. I don't need this money, nor do I want this money. What I want to do is put it back into building mental health retreats. That's what I want to do. It breaks my heart. I'll give you a quick story. There's this girl I used to know, and she, well, I still know her, like, but she's a she has got a daughter who's struggling, and she wanted to sign the daughter up for counselling, and the waiting list for the child was near enough 5 years. The wait, and I searched after that to see the waiting list for adults, and it's 4 years. Long story short, it would have been quicker for a random civilian to do, for the mom, in fact that's probably better, the mom to do the level 2 counselling, the level 3 counselling, the level 4 counselling, and then the add qualification of the adolescent counsellor from there. It would have been quicker for her to qualify fully, legitimately, as an adolescent counsellor before her daughter got picked up. Stuff like that breaks my heart. And I'm not in the realm of like the children, helping the children, because that brings its own complications and stuff like that. Not that I despise them, like, that sounded probably bad, but I will not help a child Bloody hell, where are them meds? I've just watched that clip back like 3 times. Bloody hell, Kieran. Right, so what I'm saying is, thank you for watching. You're making this dream of a mental health retreat a bloody reality, and I can't thank you enough for that. These retreats will be free forever for anyone who needs them. But I need the views first, I need the subscribers first. So if my little story so far, you know, the dog with the 45 countries interests you, or the fact that I'm genuinely trying to save people's lives here interests you, or just the travelling aspect, or just the random stupid jokes I think of on the spot interest you, please consider pressing that button, the subscription button. I really do appreciate that, and yeah, thank you. Anyway, that being said, let's continue with our bloody day, shall we? Is that legit, is it? Just having cars and hanging out the back of your lorry, is it? Oh my. Right. And on that note, welcome to Jal Gava. Oh, I'm probably not saying that correct. However, you get the gist. You drive an hour south from the capital and it brings you here. Guys, my spider senses are tingling. I can tell straight away this is a lot more forgiving, this place. A lot more peaceful, as you can see, a lot more chilled and a lot more friendly. Oh, you love that, don't you? Let's go and find out what this place entails then, shall we? Entails? Oh my God, I don't even know if I've used that correctly. But let's go and have a look. Can you hear that? What was that? Legit, what was that? Where's it gone? That weren't a duck. Hang on, boy, we need to have a look at this. Let's check there's no crocodiles or something. Let's go, boy, before we end up in an egg. I did say this place appears to be a lot more chilled, but by the looks of things, there's something dodging the water. I hope you heard that, and you know, you can understand I'm not making that up. Right. See you in a bit. I've just seen a bloody snake. Where's that gone? There it is, see it? I don't know what that is, black with a yellow head. Right, let's get out of here, boy, especially with that big old splash a second ago. Come on, boy. Christ almighty. Right, let's go here, boy, because I don't know, literally, I've never seen that snake before. Hopefully it's just a garter snake. What colour was mine? I had a garter snake when I was younger. What was that? It was like greenish, but with a, it had like a faint, bloody hell. I'm flapping here. It had a faint line down its back. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. So yeah, in a nutshell, you just met a local grass snake showing off its fancy collar. They're harmless and pretty common around there, so it's kind of like you bumped into a little nature comedian doing its thing.
Well, there was nothing funny about it, was there?
Fair enough. Sometimes the comedy is just in the weirdness of running into a snake with a built-in fashion statement, I guess. But hey, even if it's not laugh out loud funny, it's definitely a cool little story to tell. Thanks for sharing it.
Yeah, I can't wait to tell the grandkids that one. Are you certain that was a grass snake? Because it was black with like a lance corporal yellow rank on the back of its head. In the UK, they're green, mate.
Yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. So in the UK, you're right, grass snakes are usually more on the greenish side, but in Latvia and some other parts of Europe, they can actually be darker, like black or very dark grey, and that little yellow marking is just one of their variations. So yeah, I'm pretty confident you met a grass snake, rocking a different colour scheme. It's like the local edition.
Are you sure about this?
Absolutely. I mean, I can't be 100% there in person to see
well,
it.
Well, can you be?
Based on what you... Totally fair. I'll stand by my best guess though. So, yep, I'm pretty sure you just had a little meet and greet with a local grass snake in its darker outfit. If it had that yellow collar behind its head...
Right,
that
do I
really
need to
fit
be
the bill.
wary of anything else? Is there going to be a T-Rex scorpion kicking about, is there?
Well, I think you're safe from any Jurassic Park scorpions making a surprise appearance. Honestly, a grass snake's probably the wildest fashion statement you'll run into, so just enjoy the riverside adventure.
Are
and
you
I think you're
sure
good to go.
about this?
Absolutely sure. No T-Rex scorpion.
Did you hear the way she just fake laughed at me? Bearing in mind that's a computer with zero emotions. How weird is that? Can you imagine when they finally work out how to make something, you know, like a robot, like with fake emotions? How weird is that? I don't think we're allowed down here, my boy. Right, I'll show you this. This is stunning. ChatGPT. It's stunning, isn't it? We're not allowed down there, boy. It's beach territory. I'm not going any further right. There is a beach I will show you, but there's a girl sunbathing. But there's that weird little statue thing. Well, I'm not saying weird. I don't know what it is. It could be like the national legend, like, so we'll stay away from that. But it does look a bit strange, if I'm being honest. Christ almighty. Right, boy, let's get back to the van. Riga then. Sort of reminds me of, it's got everything you want, right? It's got every shop you can think of. It's got every, you know, it's got polite people. Actually, legendary people. I don't know if I'd have struck gold there, but I went into a cafe to get to do a little nav check and rest in for a little bit because it was quite warm. And the lady behind the bar was an absolute diamond. Like, I don't know if I struck gold with her, or it was just, that's the typical broad brush of the peeps around here. Either way, I enjoyed it, you know, I genuinely did. But for a city, for a capital city, it's probably, apart from Helsinki, but that's dirty for another reason. Apart from Helsinki, it's one of the, there's a lot of litter around, basically, a lot of trash going on. I mean, even to the extent where restaurants hadn't cleaned up from the night before. And I know that they hadn't, purely because they weren't open yet. And there was still stuff on their tables, like, so, you know, if that puts you off certain things, be aware of that, be prepared for that as well. Chaotic wise, the chaotic scale, that was probably like, for me, again, I'm sort of a social, melt, to be honest with you, but regardless, look at it. It is hollow, look. I don't know whether shan't I? Let's have a look. Of course it's bloody hollow. Otherwise, imagine how big the windows would be, big the rooms would be on the inside. Yeah, I didn't go in there because it could be university and I'm not a student, am I? No, I don't want to get in trouble now for rolling onto campus. We certainly don't want to get enrolled on a course. Can you imagine that? Sat in there in like home economics, like, yeah, cheers for that. Have you ever seen that guy, like an African dude, and the view as well, whatever this building is, that view is outstanding. When he went for a job interview at the BBC, you must have seen it. And he's sat there like, and she starts asking him questions. Yeah, here we've got the head of whatever. And he's like, that'll be me. Come on, Kieran, come and introduce yourself. Why do you want to enroll on this course? Well, I didn't, but as I'm here, I'm going to give it my best shot. How are you doing? You're tired again, boy. Right, we won't, oh, bloody hell. We won't show that smooch, my boy, but look at this place. Straight away, this is better. It's more my cup of tea, not necessarily better, it depends what you're into, but definitely more my cup of tea. So far, so good. Yeah, I like this one as well, with the old rustique appearance to it. Come on, Kira, stop using words you're not familiar with, son. Switch on. And that beauty as well. Followed by another one simply next door. I mean, look at that. I know the sun's getting in the way. Oh, let's go, boy. So we'll get a better shot from the other side, but look at it. Am I lying? That is outstanding, mate. Sorry. I apologise. This should be the capital. This should be the capital. It's a lot better. What a place. What a city. Yep, and yep. And this side. It is beautiful, isn't it? It really is. Right. And everything in between. Wowzers. Let's go back to the Vandenark. Come on, boy, let's go back. Right. Have I felt welcome since being here? I need to be transparent, obviously, that's what I do now. So let's talk about it. Here in Gel Gava or Gava, however you say that. Overall, yes. Let me tell you more. Oh, right. And look at these as well, padlocks. Padlocks from the past. Alright. Thank you very much. I'm here all evening. Overall, yes, Latvia is a brilliant country, very welcoming, open arms. However, I need to be transparent, like I said before. There was just simply merely one guy who seemed to have a problem, literally, because I was English, and he said that, and I, didn't take offence, so I gave a little bit back. What did I say, I hear you ask? Well, that's funny, you should ask. So what did he say then? This local bully, another person who's yet never been confronted by anyone. And that's what happens with bullies, like I've said before. Come on, boy, Jesus Christ. Come on, then, let's go upstairs, Starrington. This is what happens when you confront bullies. He asked, where's he from? Where's he been? Where's he going? All with an angrily face. Right, that's it. Right. I responded with how I know best. Your mother's house. That went down like a lead balloon. Kind of like his mother's knees that evening. As you can appreciate, he wasn't too happy about that. I went on to moan a little bit more. But that's the truth, that's the reality of what happened. Nothing happened, did it? That's what happens when you confront these people. Never bow down to bullies, because the reality, as you can see, is a lot different. He done nothing. Be aware, I know how to fight, right? Don't just confront people like that. It's like a bit of a safety thing. I know how to fight. I did an MMA for years, and I trained. I was in the Royal Marines, like I said before, for years. Don't put yourself at risk unnecessarily. That's it. Apart from that, Latvia's been brilliant. I've loved every second of it. Apart from the last 20 odd minutes or whatever, but we've already covered that. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and take care now. And don't you dare ever forget to bye then.